Chaves.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Boys and Girls Club. I always want to say Roswell Boys and Girls Club, but technically it's Lincoln and Chaves County Boys and Girls Club. But you get the message either way. It's here in Roswell. Natasha Welt back with us. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good. It's been a while since we had a chance to talk to you.
Yes.
I think actually pre-COVID, really, because you guys were hopping there pre-COVID, and then well, like the rest of the world, everything shut down when COVID started. But I guess let's start there. How is Boys and Girls Club faring right now post-COVID here?
Well, we're here and we're open. We just went through our remodel.
Good deal.
So the whole building is remodeled.
So that was a blessing in disguise a little bit there. Yeah,
it was. We relocated to the Aquatic Center while the remodel was happening and ran programs over there.
The Pet Temporary Dig had a pool, so you can't complain there.
Can't complain. So after that, we moved back in. We've got brand new LED lighting throughout the whole building.
Very good.
So that's really awesome.
Sure.
We love it. The gym is basically brand new.
Nice.
Brand new floor, brand new roof. We've got brand new HVAC system throughout the whole building.
So it's a new facility.
It's a new facility, yeah.
That's great.
Polished cement or concrete for the flooring.
And
Beautiful.
I imagine too, with the less sexy but more necessary side, it's probably the building's much more ADA compliant and everything since it was originally designed back in the day.
Yeah, when we the whole building's repainted.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club we repainted the outside of it ourselves, just so that we could
have your touch on
fresh,
it.
Have a fresh part of it.
Well, I think too, it's like especially something like Boys and Girls. It's the club. It's an organization where its members take possession of it.
Yes,
and so I think them actually coming and painting and being a part of it is like their stamp of saying this was our contribution to the physical property here. Yeah.
So we're also going to do landscaping in the whole front of the building. We're going to put in a xeriscape.
All right.
Instead of the grass that's there.
Good deal.
I don't know if it's grass or if it's just kind of
weed-like
grass, but we're going to get rid of it and we're going to put in rocks and some boulders and stuff.
The weather we're starting to get an area where that will be more cooperative for you, so that all the kids can be outside and not scorching heat and everything.
Yeah, it'll be good stuff.
And since it's xeriscaping, it's not like a lot of seasonal plants and things to worry about. No,
it's not.
So,
there's just like yucca and ocotillo plants that'll be stuck out there.
So as long as it's not snowing or raining, you could probably plant this stuff anytime. So,
oh, yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be good. A good facelift.
I think so. And plus, again, it's another teaching / moment of exposing the kids to more opportunities.
More stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like, for instance, if you go to the Facebook page right now for Chaves and Lincoln County Boys and Girls Club, I think one of the things y'all did yesterday or the last couple days was a thing on butterflies and the gardening and all that. And,
man,
and this is more of that. And that's what Boys and Girls Club is. It's an opportunity to expose children to many different things that they may or may not get access to either in school or in their personal lives. And hopefully that turns it into maybe a career or a passion or something that they find their niche in life and the things that's theirs. You know?
That's what we're there for. We're there to show them that it's not just all about, going home after school and playing video games.
Exactly.
And whatever it might be, come to the club. And that butterfly release was awesome.
Yeah.
Jim and Vicky Burris, they brought over a tent and they brought over her collection of butterflies. They brought caterpillars. And the kids got to literally be in this tent with them as they released the butterflies out. And they were flying all over them.
And who knows? The group of kids that were part of this, next thing you know, maybe one of them, they're going to be a biologist or be a zookeeper or be a veterinarian
because of them coming out and showing them these butterflies.
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't have known that that's what they wanted to do until they were at the club hanging out with butterflies.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. So it's I don't know if it necessarily is the way it's intended to, but Boys and Girls Clubs almost like let's expose them to as many things as we can and kind of see what sticks.
Yes.
That mantra of let's just throw it all up against the wall and see what sticks kind of mentality. And it's a little more organized and planned than that. But in essence, that's kind of what Boys and Girls Club is like. It's like let's let's get them. All right, you love video gaming. Well, here's some the not playing side of video game, and learn more about computer skills and things. Or maybe you can learn about sports. Okay, you love sports. Well, let's talk about the team and building and the leadership side of sports and work some of those angles in. Or hey, okay, kids, you want to start a project. What do you want to start? Let's work with it. And then you find out the elements and that's
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now obviously everything's age appropriate. So you're not getting the younger kids and saying, all right, you're going to create a project here. They work their way up to that.
Yes.
But like, that's the beauty of Boys and Girls Club. It progresses with the kids. So if they come in young, they're doing some of the things that are more appropriate for the younger age kids. But as they get older and go into middle school and into high school, Boys and Girls Club continues for them. And they, in essence, much like a lot of youth programs, they go from being the students to the mentors in some aspect.
Yes, they do. A lot of some of the older kids like to read with the younger kids.
Yeah.
And so it's real cool to see them when we have our literacy program twice a week that we run it. And the older kids come in and they sit with the younger kids and they help them read through the books.
Gotcha. So they're like little tutors.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. The younger kids love that time.
Yeah.
They love for the bigger kids to come in and grasp that with them. And so that's really cool.
And that's another side that because yes, we want to expose the children to as many different opportunities and things too. But through all that, they learn the ancillary life lessons, the things that as parents you want to teach them and you want to expose them to, but sometimes you can't teach certain moments when it's just a family setting and kids,
when they just go home after school.
Yeah.
Because I wonder where our elementary and most of our middle school kids
like you said, post-COVID now, the numbers aren't what they were.
They aren't what they were.
It's just a truth.
Yeah, and I can't figure out where these kids are going.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are just going home and playing video games all day after school until mom and dad get off of work, or if they are going to grandparents' houses or whatever it might be.
Or
but
doing the things pre-COVID that kids that are out with free time and we don't want them idle hands, idle time and doing things that they should.
We don't want that. We want them to come to the club and have an opportunity to get their homework finished. Because we do offer that. We offer homework time.
Priority one, generally speaking, before we start, playing activities and do all that.
Yes.
Priority one is, all right, let's house school. What's going on? Where can we help you with that? What's your homework? What assignments you got? How'd you do on those? Let's see. Okay, you didn't do well on that test. Let's take a look at why.
Let's find out why.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's what we're there for after school. We spend about an hour with them on their homework. So they have an opportunity to complete it before they even go home.
Yeah.
And then they can go into the program.
So when the kids get home at the end of the day and then they tell you the homework's done, they're actually telling the truth.
It's actually right. Yes. Because we've helped them take care of it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
And then obviously, families are concerned with, the COVID and social distance, all of the practices that the state are requiring. You guys are practicing and doing.
So we do, we practice all of the COVID safe stuff.
Yeah.
We do wear masks in the building. We stay about 3 feet apart.
Okay.
While we're in the building, the kids have to do an arm length, each of them.
So you make them cognizant of it, and that's part of the activities.
When they line up, they've got to line up apart. They sit at separate tables. They still interact with each other all day, every day. It's not like they're separate in their own little community.
But you're more cognizant of the spreading.
Yes,
and so
and I tell you what, the spreading of sickness has decreased.
Good.
Immensely.
Good.
It's crazy. Crazy.
I've said this and this was like, because my wife's a teacher. And so that's just the nature of the beast. In the normal world, my wife gets colds every year. And so guaranteed I get them. So usually during the winter months, if I don't have a cold, I feel like I'm getting out of one or coming into one.
Yes.
And that hasn't happened much since.
It's just not there.
Yeah.
And I think it's because the kids are distanced away from each other. They're not on their face as much with their hands.
Yeah.
They're not. It's just different.
Well, we just got to find, and we as a society, I don't want to get into a whole discussion about this, but we as a society got to figure out the happy medium. We got to find out, because there are some obvious, very important things with the close interaction. So that's humanity. We need that.
Yes.
However,
and we have that still.
We've got to also be cognizant that it now's a little bit more of a troublesome time to do that. So you just got to find the medium. We don't want to go uber crazy and be like, all right, let's put everybody in bubbles and walk around and all that. But at the same time, we just don't want to disregard this and not do anything, proactive about it. So,
and that's what we're doing. We're just trying to be proactive with the masks and the distancing, and the kids don't seem to mind. So we just kind of go on our way with it. And they have to wear masks all day at school anyways.
They're getting conditioned, I guess you could say. That's a term you want to use. But
it's what it is, and it's where we're at. So,
but we would like to get your kids out. Come on out and be a part of this.
Be a part of it.
What's the official age range for children to be a part of a Boys and Girls Club?
Right now, we're offering for 1st through 8th grade. Is what we've got. We have 1st graders in the building and we have 8th graders in the building.
Gotcha.
So we're offering that just medium, right in between.
Okay.
We've got
now. Does demand change that for you, or say you get a bunch of high school kids that want to be in it?
We need a teen program.
Okay,
we really do need a teen program.
Gotcha. So it's a personnel and staffing.
It is.
Basically, just like everything else in the COVID world.
Because
you guys are short-staffed too.
Oh, yes. And we are hiring as well. We do need somebody to work with the kids. We need a youth development professional.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for at the moment. So,
all right. Anybody interested? Is it, I guess, can they apply direct through Boys and Girls Club, or is it
apply it on
Workforce Collections?
At our place.
Okay.
201 South Garden.
Come see the new digs.
Yes. And you can, and just grab an application from me, and that's kind of where we're going with it.
Awesome. And then, obviously, rule number 1 is probably work well with kids.
Yes, yes, you have to like kids.
If you don't like kids, maybe this job's not your cup of tea.
This probably isn't your area. Yes, and with that, with the teen program, that we would love to get one in the building. We just need the right person for it.
Sure.
Somebody who's going to be willing to stay later.
Yeah. It's a labor of love. Anytime you're in nonprofit organizations, I don't care what it is. If you work for one, it's always a labor of love because you're doing less with more. That's or did I say that right? Doing more with less.
More with less.
Yeah, I've reversed it. You're doing more with less on that, and that's just the way of the world in a nonprofit. And so, it's all about committed people.
Yes, and that's what we need.
And so if you're one of those people that have a passion for kids and doing these things and are willing to say, you know what, I'm willing to work late and do things that above and beyond the call because it's for the benefit of these kids.
It's for these kids.
You're not going to get rich or famous, but you're going to make a difference in kids' lives. But you are going to
make a difference in the community and what these kids are going to do and grow up to be.
You're an integral part in the future of our community.
Yeah. And in the end, it's something I always like to say is we're not changing these kids' lives, but they're changing our lives.
You're absolutely true.
And gosh, man, some of these kids, I'm just like, wow.
I know, I imagine yourself could say this and your other individuals that are part of it, that you've probably taken more out of the program than you've given back or feel like you
put
have.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
feel like you
I don't think you actually have, but you feel like you have.
Yeah. Going off of that on the giving back part, we are going to do our Thanksgiving dinner this year.
Awesome.
We discussed it and we decided that is something that we're able to do.
Perfect.
It's not going to be a sit-in.
Okay.
So the last year that we did our community dinner, we were able to do it to go.
Good deal.
So you just come in, go across our buffet line,
pick up a meal, and take it to your family,
box and go on home and eat it with your family.
So you're gonna try to do that again this year.
So that's what we're gonna do again this year.
Okay. So I'd imagine you probably use some help with donations.
Yes,
and
we need donations
food items.
of turkeys is what we need. And we need help that day with volunteers
to serve and cook and oversee and
all
things like
stuff.
that.
Yep.
Are some of the kids going to be? Are they allowed to help out with some of the prep
in the past?
They
were
good. I didn't know what the rules were on all that kind of stuff.
I'd imagine this year we're going to be able to do the same.
Good.
You know, providing
because I imagine
all the stuff.
There's a few boys and girls that are coming in the program that are going to be the next Wolfgang Puck or Gordon Ramsay out there. You know.
Yes, and that would be really cool for them to go into something like that. And so that we're going to do it on November 23rd.
Okay.
And it'll just be a take and go.
Okay. Is that the Wednesday before?
It's the Tuesday before.
The Tuesday before.
Yeah,
okay,
the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
So your Thanksgiving Day will be Thursday. And then Tuesday you can come and have a meal. And I would imagine, too, like I said, if you want to volunteer, please reach out.
Yeah. For sure. We need
volunteers of family. Those are always great. We always think of Thanksgiving as a time of giving back and things. And so if you're looking for an opportunity as a family to give back during that time, please reach out to Boys and Girls Club. They'd love to have you do that.
That would be amazing for volunteers.
It's a great way to, I know as some parents, and it's a great idea. I love it, instilling in some of that, giving them, and this is how they kind of use that as the tool for their kids. And Boys and Girls Club would love that help, but also would love to help you mentor your kids, help you help your kids too.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Yeah. So we've got space in the program, like I said, for grades 1 through 8.
Okay. Probably just come on by the new facility or the updated facility.
You can come by and pick up a membership application.
Okay.
We do pick up from various schools around town. That fee for the van is $20.
Okay.
And that's per month.
Okay.
And then we've got a membership fee of $30 per month. So,
and are you guys still doing some of the special stuff on Wednesdays because of early release and things like that? Or
we
is that
pick up the kids. Yeah, we pick up the kids from school, just normal on Wednesdays. Their early release day.
So the program
and then
just unofficially starts earlier because the kids are there earlier.
That's exactly what it is. And we've got every other week we actually have Amy. I think her last name is Steen. Coming in from the ICANN program.
Okay.
And so she comes in and she talks to the kids about like fruits and vegetables and different ways to prepare them.
Okay.
One of our members actually took her paper home 2 weeks ago and prepared a smoothie for her family.
Nice.
And so she was able to process the whole thing out from beginning to end of how to make it. So that was really neat to hear Mom talk about that.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully that lights the fire to, like, maybe that's their culinary. Now they're going to, who knows? Now they're going to be like, all right, well, what else can I do with a smoothie?
What can I do with these
And next
fruits?
thing you know, they're the smoothie king of 2032.
Right. So they've got their own smoothie business or whatever it might be. So, and that's just because we brought in this program, the ICANN program, and she talked to them about fruits and vegetables, and they were like, "Oh, I want to go home and make a smoothie."
Yeah, I mean,
so it's cool.
Absolutely. I mean, as parents and adults, think about it. How did you learn or come across the things you're into? You were exposed to it some way, whether it was through an outing with your friends as a kid, or something you saw on TV, or something you did with your family. That's well, heck, I'm a radio guy. I grew up loving and listening to radio, and here I am today. But that passion started because I was exposed to something, and I know as parents, you try to want to get your kids active, do things, or let's face it, life is going 100 miles an hour, especially in the world of COVID, and you get home at the end of the day, and the last thing you want to do is create a program to instill the family and get them going. You're kind of like, I just want to cook dinner and chill, turn on the TV and vegetate till bedtime. Yep. I get that. But, and there's time for that too. And that's not a bad thing either sometimes. But if it's easier to do that every night and then get into a routine, a habit. Yeah. So habit of it. I think something like this forces you to break the routine.
Yes, it does.
And make, and I'm not saying, and let's face it, this is a program where it exposes the children to new things. And there may be certain things that put them out of that comfort zone a little bit. Not like dangerous or anything like that, but exposing them to things that they don't know how to grasp or handle.
How to process through.
Maybe they get put in a social situation there where they become a leader in some group there. And, and if you've never done that before, it's out of your comfort zone. But going through that experience gives you the experience, gives you the confidence. So the next time they run into that situation, they're like, all right, I got a little better handle on this. And then the next time after that, they're a little better. And in essence, that's Boys and Girls Club. It's putting those ancillary life lessons and at the same time giving them opportunities to see and do things that they normally wouldn't get to do in their day. And who knows, find their passion, find their niche in this world, whether maybe they learned, who knows, maybe the next basketball player comes out of there, maybe the next kid that invents the latest thing in technology that we don't know we need yet. But they don't know about these things until they live their lives. And so Boys and Girls Club is a chance to enhance their lives. And that's what it is. So now there's a lot of perks as parents and things, like, because now, obviously your lives are crazy and difficult after school and things. I don't care what parents out there, they've always had to negotiate the child care issue, whether they got it handled or not. So that's an ancillary thing. So if you have child care right now and it's just home and things like that, look at Boys and Girls Club as an alternative to say, because you're actually going to save money if you're paying money to to take care of your kids
do the
or doing
childcare
something like
anyways,
that.
yes.
Let's, and depending on circumstances, they can pick them up from schools.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of different options there. And so you're filling the need of, well, I need my child occupied after school till they get home from work.
Right.
But rather than they're at home eating whatever snacks out in games or what else is not doing. They're going into something that is structured, but not like, and I say structured.
It is
because
structured.
but it's not like boot camp. I don't want you to get confused. Like they're not going to come in. It's like, all right, line up straight.
That's not how it is.
Structured
we have a lot of
they've
fun.
got a curriculum.
Yep.
But it's in an environment that lets them grow, experiment. Be creative, be them.
Make new friends. And, because we've got kids that are friends from different schools.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be able to get that aspect if they just go home.
And in the especially in the world we live in today, especially, and I be honest, I think this is some of our problems stemming in our world today where, technology is a good thing and we're going to keep moving forward and embracing that.
Yes.
But I think skills that generations ago we take for granted because you just kind of automatically get them as you go navigate in life. But because technology, some of those experiences are going away.
They are.
And something as simple as having a face-to-face conversation with someone that doesn't involve any kind of technology or phones or speaking to someone in something that's not 110 characters or talking in acronyms and you know what I mean? Just that our social world has gone online. And so we as human beings act differently online socially than we do in face-to-face worlds.
In person.
And
I can agree with that.
And I'm afraid without programs like Boys and Girls Club where they get day-to-day, group settings, working with people, face, hand, actually together and doing a project that doesn't involve pushing buttons or doing something that's technical.
Right.
That's where you get those skills. And that's where when this kid who's now 10 or 12, who's dealing, when they're 30 and 40, now they're adjusted as adults and they can have a conversation and not be like, well, that's, They they actually laugh and just go instead of going LOL. And you're like, you don't even laugh anymore. You just say LOL. And you're like,
what's wrong with you?
And I feel like that's a bit of a drawback from technology.
Yes,
I think.
it is. Yeah. It is. And they don't, if they're just going home or to the streets or whatever it might be after school, that's all they're getting is their phone or the video games or whatever it might be. That's what it is that they're doing.
Sure.
And come and let them, hang out with us and hang out with the kids. And we've got so many different programs.
It's
we
fun.
have a literacy program that the kids are doing. We've got a community service that we do every week.
Yeah. So they really get a chance to kind of find their place in the world and understand, that they're a cog in the big picture of society. And
yesterday
we all rely on each other to do things.
We do. And that's just the thing is like yesterday, one of the kids brought in just empty water bottles and stuck them in our recycling bin. And I was like, look at that. He remembered that we've got the recycle bins up front and he brought water bottles to put in there. And so it was just, I was like, thanks, kiddo.
Sure.
And little things like that they probably wouldn't.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they recycle at home.
Sure.
I don't know how many people still recycle, but it was neat to watch him put those in the bin.
Well, kids are recorders, and they record and emulate the actions of people they look up to. That's human nature.
That's what they do.
And so you're now by de facto dropping them off and coming to the thing, they're getting exposed to those kinds of things and understanding it. And the technology world, it's more about me and what's it for me and how am I going to succeed in this world. And I'm not saying that's not important. You want personal growth, personal self-awareness and self-loving,
all the stuff,
good stuff. But it's like anything. There's always too much of a good thing.
There's too much of it. Yes, I can agree.
And I think
screen time needs to be limited.
The real face-to-face, the stuff going on, that's how you fix those obstacles because you got to be able to have a foot in both worlds and know how to operate in both.
Yes. And I think it teaches the kids a lot of self-control and a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? They learn how to take care of situations on their own.
Problem solving skills and things like that. And I'm not trying to just but you look at the world we live in today and the unrest and people's and communication and interaction and all that is very much a part of the problem in all this, I think. And I think things like Boys and Girls Club are the things to combat this for future generations.
Right.
If you don't want to continue to see this kind of thing going spiral even worse, we've got to create the foundation for the generation growing up now, instill in the values, instill in them the balance of being everyone has a voice, even if you don't like that voice, and we all need to find a way to coexist.
Come in and respect.
Exactly.
And that's what we try to instill in them is you don't have to be everybody's friend, but you've got to respect them and their space and who they are.
Absolutely.
It teaches them in the end that they're an individual too, just like me.
Sure. Yeah. You're establishing the children's values and things, all the things that when they become adults, hopefully they're using to rely on to navigate and be successful.
They need those things.
And parents, it's the hardest job on the planet to do.
Yes.
Allow help.
Let us help you.
Yeah. Let
us help you.
It's hard to get someone ready for the world if there's just one or two people or three people involved in the raising of them.
It really does take a village. And you don't realize that until you have kids or you need help or whatever it might be. But
I think here's the difference. And I know but I think the difference on that is as a parent, I mean, you can teach and show and explain the right and wrong and everything else, but humans don't absorb things as a whole until they experience it sometimes.
Yes.
And so until they actually get put in a situation where they're dealing with the things you're talking about, like, if you tell someone that has no concept and says, there are bad people in this world, you got to protect yourself from them, but they don't know that, and they're like, what do you mean? And so you can tell them till they're blue in the face, but until they're in the world and they see
in that situation,
something like you're talking about, they don't know how to
they don't see it.
Truly experience it or understand what you're telling them.
To go through it.
And life is hard. I don't care what anybody says, and you got to prepare for the good and the bad. And because you fill them with the good and the love, you prepare them for the bad. And hope they are able to navigate and to delineate when it's time to put the heart, when it's time to put the fight up. And that's all we can hope as parents and adults. And I think at the end of the day, Boys and Girls Club is a tool to help achieve that.
Yes, it is. It is. That's what we're there for.
It's there for you. The services are free of charge for many of these things here. Obviously, in some of the other programs and things, we can work out those kind of deals. But money's not the hurdle here. Getting your kids involved and exposed to all that the Boys and Girls Club has to offer is the thing. So call. Let's see how we can make that happen today.
I think so.
Again, you can come by the office there.
Yes.
What's the actual address?
201 South Garden.
South Garden.
It's right behind the Farmers Country Market on East 2nd.
Building looks a little different. You haven't been by there recently, but come on by. Check it out. While you're there, say, hey, you
come by
bringing your kid
and have
here.
A tour.
Come see the new layout and the new amenities and everything.
We are there to tour you through the building.
Yeah.
Show you what we're doing, the different programs and such. So.
And then, like I said, if you want to volunteer, if you'd like to be a part, maybe you're an individual that's into a thing.
A different type of skill.
It could be anything. Maybe you love stamp collecting. Maybe you love woodworking. Maybe you love flowers, gardens, clothing, whatever it is. If you are someone who's pretty good at that and love to share that with
please
with the next generation.
Yeah, come by and talk with me. Yep, yeah, we can
absolutely. And then of course, also other sources, like you said, if you're a Facebook user. If you type Roswell Boys and Girls Club, it will pop up, but it's under.
It's different.
It's under Lincoln
Boys and Girls Club of Chaves and Lincoln Counties.
Chaves and Lincoln Counties. Yep. That's where it's. That's the official title. You can like and follow that. Also, check out the website. Again, you can do a search. It's actually the initials. It's like BGCCL.org or something.
CLC.org.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But just Google. Boys and Girls Club,
and it'll pop
Chaves
up.
County, Lincoln. It'll pop right up.
Yeah, it'll pop up our Riodoso site. Which is we're the same.
Yeah, Riodoso, Chaves, Lincoln County, we're all the same. same entity of people, just spread out a little bit.
Just spread out through the 2 counties. It's great. I love having the diversity of us both because we are able to bounce ideas off of each other and do different stuff. It's a completely different culture up there.
Well, it's a different world.
So it is.
And you can interact in a different, and almost like I think you can almost, it's like, hey, the kids down here in Roswell, we could, maybe it's a weekend thing. Let's go to the mountains and do boys and girls stuff up there one day, and vice versa. It's like, hey, we could do a field trip. The kids up the mountains. Let's come down and do alien stuff in Roswell or whatever.
It's cool stuff,
and it's a different world. It's like you took a field trip to a different place, and it's an hour away.
And it's just up the road. So it is. It's pretty cool to have our sister club with us.
One of our many benefits of living in New Mexico.
Yep.
So absolutely. What's the phone number at the office if people like to call and have questions?
575-550-5001.
Very good. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share?
I don't think so. I think we got everything.
And again, if people want to participate, the Thanksgiving, they're going to be doing a to-go pickup Thanksgiving event the Tuesday, the 23rd, I believe. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. If you'd like to volunteer to help or donate. Money always helps because that'll buy whatever's missing.
We need stuff turkeys, like to-go plates, turkeys, silverware, stuff like that.
Yeah, things like that. So if you like to donate or or get involved,
volunteer time.
Reach out.
Let me know.
And if you want to do it as a family, whatever, awesome. Come on down.
Yes.
There you go. Well, Natasha,
good deal.
Thanks for coming by. Good to see you again.
Yes, it was good to come.
Now that you guys are kind of full back into things here, maybe we can see more often now.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am. Have a wonderful day and weekend.
Yes, you too.
That's what I was like. Is it week close to weekend?
It's weekend. We've only got 2 days.
I'm not hopeful or
sleeps.
nothing. I'm like, is it tomorrow weekend? No, I got another day. But
2 more sleeps and it's Saturday.
There it is. So we'll get there. We'll make it.
Yep.
Thanks, Natasha.
Awesome. Yes.
All right.